Never hunt in the sacred grove. The Python king dwells there, and he does not forgive trespass.
In the ancient kingdom of Udo, where the forest breathed with ancestral spirits and the earth remembered every footstep, there lived a young warrior named Ekwueme. He was brave, yes, but bravery without wisdom is like a sword without a handle, dangerous to the one who wields it. Ekwueme's troubles began the day he refused to heed his grandmother's warning. Never hunt in the sacred grove, she had told him, her weathered hands trembling as she spoke. The Python king dwells there, and he does not forgive trespass. But Ekwueme laughed. He was young, strong, and his arrows never missed their mark. What could an old serpent do to him? One morning, driven by pride and the need to prove himself the greatest hunter in Udo, Ekwueme ventured deep into the forbidden grove. The trees there grew so thick that sunlight fell in scattered coins upon the forest floor. It was eerily silent, no birds sang, no insects hummed. Then he saw it, a magnificent antelope, its coat gleaming like polished copper. His hunter's heart raced. Such a prize would make him legendary. He drew his bow, aimed, and released. The arrow flew true, but as it struck, the antelope transformed. Its body twisted and elongated, becoming an enormous python with scales that shimmered like midnight water. As ancient as the first rain fixed upon Ekwueme. Foolish mortal, the Python king's voice rumbled like thunder beneath the earth. You have killed my sacred messenger and defiled my sanctuary. For this, you shall bear a curse. Until you learn the true meaning of sacrifice, you shall transform into a beast yourself when the moon rises full. Ekwueme tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He tried to speak, but his tongue was torn. The Python king circled him 3 times, and with each circle, Ekwueme felt something dark settle into his bones. When he finally returned to his village, he told no one what had happened. But that night, when the moon bloomed round and silver in the sky, Ekwueme's body convulsed. His skin rippled, his bones cracked and reformed. Where a man had stood, a wild bush cow now bellowed and crashed through the village, destroying crops and terrorizing the people. By dawn, Ekwueme woke naked and exhausted at the forest edge, covered in mud and shame. The village elders whispered. The maidens who once admired him now fled. His own mother wept. Month after month, the transformations continued. Ekwueme consulted every herbalist, every diviner, but none could break the Python king's curse. He became a shadow of himself, hollow-eyed and desperate. Finally, a traveling oracle arrived in Udo. She was ancient beyond counting, her white hair like spider silk, her eyes seen beyond the veil of the present. She examined Ekwueme and pronounced her verdict. The curse can only be broken by a willing sacrifice. Someone who loves you must offer their own life to the Python king in your place. Only then will he consider you worthy of redemption. Ekwueme's heart shattered. He could never ask such a thing. He decided instead to exile himself, to live alone in the wilderness rather than endanger his people or burden anyone with his curse. But love makes its own decisions. His younger sister, Ada, who had adored her brother since she could walk, followed him into the forest. When Ekwueme discovered her, he begged her to return home. But Ada was as stubborn as she was loyal. You are my brother, she said simply. Where you go, I go. Together they journeyed to the sacred grove. There, Ekwueme fell to his knees before the Python king's shrine, a massive baobab tree wound round with ancient vines. Great Python king, he called out, his voice breaking. I was arrogant and foolish. I disrespected your domain and paid no heed to sacred law. I have suffered, yes, but I deserve my suffering. I ask nothing for myself. But please, release my village from fear. Let them live in peace. The Python king materialized from the shadows, vast and terrifying. You have learned humility, young warrior. But humility alone does not balance the scales. The oracle spoke true, a life for a life. Before Ekwueme could protest, Ada stepped forward.
To do this.
No,
Take me,
it's too
she
dangerous.
declared, her
Trust
young
me.
voice steady and clear. My brother has learned his lesson. His suffering has become the village's suffering. I offer myself freely to end this cycle. No. Ekwueme lunged to pull her back, but roots erupted from the earth, holding him fast. The Python King studied Ada with his ancient eyes. For a long moment, the forest held its breath. Then, incredibly, the great serpent bowed his massive head. True sacrifice is not in the dying, child, but in the willingness to die for another. You have shown me that love still lives in the hearts of mortals. Your brother hunted my messenger in pride, but you stand here in love. That is the rarest magic of all. The Python King's form shimmered and changed, becoming a wise elder with kind eyes. I am the guardian of this forest, the keeper of balance. Your brother's curse is lifted. But let this be remembered, the forest demands respect, not because we spirits are cruel, but because all life is sacred. Every creature, every plant, every stone has its place in the great pattern. Disrupt it carelessly, and the pattern unravels. Ekwueme felt the dark weight lift from his soul.
The curse is breaking, brother.
The curse was
the darkness
broken.
leaving. I am free.
From
It is
that day
done.
forward,
You are safe.
Ekwueme became the village's greatest teacher, instructing young hunters in the ways of respect and balance. The Python King never appeared to them again, but sometimes, when the wind moved through the trees just right, they could hear his voice in the rustling leaves. Remember. Respect. Return. And they always did.